Cosmic Kickback, the galaxy's favorite talk show. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick.
Greetings, everyone.
Today, Nick wanted to hop on where this is right after the 2024 Oscars.
Yep.
Nick, you provided a list of all the winners, and we're just going to be, I guess, going through that and maybe talking about a few potential snubs, or if we think it was deserved, giving our thoughts and opinions.
Yeah. 2023 was pretty crazy for movies.
It was.
And this is probably like the peak of award seasons because like leading up to this, there was like the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, like a bunch of award seasons, but the Oscars, like the Academy Awards, like that's the big one, And if anyone like watched them last night, it pretty much was an Oppenheimer sweep. They won like 7 Oscars. I think it was like Best Director, Sound Design, Score, Best Supporting Actor, Best Lead Actor. I mean, it was Oscars all around for the whole Oppenheimer team. It was pretty crazy.
It really was.
But I think, we can just go through the list of, I guess, of all the winners and stuff, just talk about what we think.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take it from the top. So Best Actor, Oppenheimer won, so it went to Cillian Murphy. I loved Oppenheimer, and I think it's totally deserved, honestly. Like, the dude's, I think he's like in his mid-40s, and this is his first like ever Oscar win. I don't know if he's been nominated before, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever before this, I think. I'm sure I've seen him in like a lot of Nolan's things because Nolan's thrown him in the movies before. But I know in his other big show is like Peaky Blinders. But
oh yeah,
I've never watched that, so I don't know. Maybe I would imagine the show like that with all the hype and praise I hear of it. I imagine it would be nominated for like, what is it, Emmys? Is Emmys the TV show? What's the TV show one?
I think that's the Tone.
I
think
Tonys?
It might be the Emmys.
I'm not
the Tonys,
sure.
I think, is for theater, I believe.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
Well, I'd imagine he got some praise there, but this is, like you said, I'm pretty sure it's his first win. And to win an actor in a leading role, I mean, that's one of the big ones,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, he carried the whole movie, bro.
He did. I mean, the whole movie is from his perspective, We got the other nominees were Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin. Oh, what'd you have to say about Bradley?
I don't know. People have been saying, like, I don't know how he feels about this, but he hasn't gotten a lot of awards for Maestro, which is like a movie. I guess he really threw himself into, like, spending years learning how to like direct, and of course, like he directed and starred in the movie. And like he's just has not been getting, I guess, not the recognition, but just the awards, I guess, he was hoping for that movie. And the internet's been speculating, like, bro, this dude's plotting like a revenge, his revenge with like a next movie. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like awards are very like it's good to have them, but if you know that your piece of work is good, like you don't need that validation. But of course, it is nice.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what was I gonna say. Bradley Cooper's become kind of a meme. It's kind of mean, but like I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, like Bradley Cooper has been like trying to get an Oscar for years, and Maestro was like, I don't want to say it was like his, like it's like an Oscar bait movie. I don't want to say that because like, but I know there are movies that are Oscar bait. I don't know a better way to describe it, but it's like they're maybe bait isn't the right word because that kind of like diminishes like the work that goes into it. It sounds like, so maybe that's not the right way to phrase it. But movies that are like from the get-go, the intention is we're going for awards, we're trying hard. Where in my opinion, I think if you just try hard at making a good movie, then awards will follow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should from the get-go be like, let's go for the award. Like, this is what we're doing. And it seems like that's what Bradley Cooper's been trying to do. It is kind of funny. I don't know if you saw this clip. Right after the Oscars ended, that TV show Abbott Elementary came on.
Dude, I watched that show.
I love it, bro. Did you see it? Like the first scene?
No, I did not.
Bro, so they had Bradley Cooper on the episode, and he was like,
he pulls up?
Yes, he was like in the classroom talking to the kids and teachers, and it's honestly funnier given that it aired right after the Oscars when he didn't win anything for his movie because in the episode all the teachers are like, oh, like he was in Oppenheimer, and it's just like no, like that he's like no, he's that wasn't me, and then it's just like oh, like he was in the holdovers, and it's just like no, that wasn't me either, and it's just like all this stuff, and then there's like someone was just like oh well he was in the Marvel movies, and then they were like no he wasn't, I don't see him, and then he does the Rocket Raccoon voice, and then they're like yo, and then, like that's it, and it's literally funnier because of like what happened at the Oscars.
Yeah, that's funny. Dude. I gotta watch the new episode. I've been keeping up with that show. It's pretty funny. Damn.
Yeah.
I get what you mean though about like making a film with just the intentions of making it good rather than like appeasing to awards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like award shows and stuff. But I mean, shit.
Yeah, you know how
Um,
it be.
yeah, I was surprised Coleman Domingo was put up for an Oscar as well though, because I know we spoke about him possibly replacing Jonathan Majors.
We did.
Um, dude, looking at his profile, I just found out this dude is married. He has a husband.
Yes, sir. That's all day.
Been married 10 years.
And congrats on the decade.
Bro, I ship it. All right, well, let's move on to
Supporting
best
role?
picture.
Our best picture. Okay, let's go best
Yeah.
picture.
So Oppenheimer won this one again.
Yes, sir.
I'm completely fine with that. It's totally deserved. This is Christopher Nolan's, I believe, first
Yeah,
ever
it is.
Oscar. Yeah, for best picture. He did win one on behalf of Heath Ledger that he accepted posthumously because he did the Joker.
Yeah.
But this one had a lot of other nominees. So Maestro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Barbie was also up for this. The Holdovers, and then a couple other films that I didn't get to see last year. But I was surprised. I thought that I don't know, Killers of the Flower Moon. I'd yet to see it, but I heard a lot of noise about it, and maybe it's because it came out later in the year. Maybe that affected like the box office and just the reviews and stuff. Oppenheimer was like more of a summer movie, but I don't think Scorsese didn't get any wins last night.
Yeah, that was one of the people that I heard people talking about potentially being snubbed. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Scorsese's like, I mean, he's a legend in the film world. You know what I mean? Like this dude's
Yeah.
like really talented. I've seen Killers of the Flower Moon. Damn, I don't know. There's just so many good movies. I haven't seen all of these. Like I've heard the Zone of Interest is really good. I've heard Past Lives is good.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen The Holdovers. I've been meaning to, and
Dude, I really
heard
want to
it's
see
really
it.
good.
Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard
you
it is
know?
good.
I'm a little surprised. Maybe it's better than I saw trailers for this movie American Fiction with Jeffrey Wright, and
Yeah.
I like the concept. It seemed like an interesting movie. I'm surprised it got nominated. Maybe it's like better than, or I didn't think it was gonna be bad, obviously, but like I just didn't expect it to be nominated for so many things.
Yeah, it seemed like a smaller movie.
Yeah, and it just came out pretty recently too.
Yeah, it did. That's crazy. I'm
But-
looking at it right now.
Yeah, but no, yeah, for Best Picture, I mean, in my head, I thought Oppenheimer, you know, because like I mean that movie went crazy, and like I saw that movie like 2 or 3 times, and
Yeah.
but I was like, well, I haven't seen a lot of these, and I have heard like a lot of like you know like film heads talking about like Past Lives, Zone of Interest, you know, ones I haven't seen. So I was like, I mean, this can go anywhere really, you know. I don't know which way they're going. But Oppenheimer, like you said, I mean, like we've said already, they were sweeping. I mean, they won like I don't even know how many. How
It
many
was
Oscars?
seven total. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
That's
a
like pretty
lot.
much all the major categories they hit. I think they hit sound design and then original score as well.
That's crazy.
So Ludwig Göransson, we'll talk about him later, but it's his second Oscar that he won, because he did Black Panther.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the best picture is always really hard, and I think there's about 9 nominations if I'm counting this right.
I think there was 10 counting Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I believe you're right, but I don't know. I think Oppenheimer was totally deserved because out of all these, it was, like I said, it's an R-rated, 3 hour like black and white biopic. Like, it's kind of crazy. It says something about like cinema that something like that won, because so many times in the past, like Nolan has put out just like incredible movies, and it's either, I don't know if he just is like looked differently from the Academy back then, or just a bunch of better movies or movies that got more recognition came out that year. But I don't know. I mean, it's good that he's finally getting his flowers, man, and especially for this movie.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it says a lot that this like you said, this movie's so long and that it won. I actually think, I don't know, like I think it's kind of maybe showing a change in the length of which movies need to be. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but I think if we keep seeing stuff like this where like a 3 hour movie, like a biopic, does so well, not just financially, but like winning best picture at the Oscars, like that may hopefully will give studios more movie studios in the future. Hopefully they'll be more open to letting directors and the producers like create the movie that they want to make, because Chris Nolan got to make this because he's Chris Nolan, but like if another director came in and wanted to do this, I'm sure there would be pushback from the studio, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
hopefully seeing Oppenheimer be so successful like this is not just good for Nolan, but good for the industry all around, and letting creators do what they want to do.
Yeah, totally. I think they let Nolan do this, of course, because I feel like he had like the resume to be like, look, like
Let me
I
cook.
can make blockbusters, bro. Let me
Let
cook.
me
Yeah.
cook. Yeah.
That those were his exact words in the office. I was there. Um, so we're gonna move on to Best Actress.
Yes,
You
sir.
saw this film, Poor Things.
Oh yeah.
So Emma Stone won,
Yes, sir.
which is awesome. She was against Lily Gladstone,
Hmm.
Carrie Mulligan. She was in Maestro, and then a couple other actresses. One from Anatomy of a Fall, and then this other film I actually have not heard
Naiad.
of. But yeah,
Yeah,
Naiad.
I have not heard of it either.
A lot of people were the, of course, there's controversy. People were expecting Lily Gladstone to win.
I actually
Um,
was. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, there's. I saw the photo actually of her. I think when she was in high school, and she was. You know how it's always like, oh, most likely to I don't know, like be a billionaire or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hers was like most likely to win an Oscar,
Oh wow,
and it
that's
was
actually
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, so when she got nominated, a lot of her friends from high school, she said like we're getting together to do like an Oscar watch party to like support her and stuff. Um, and then it went to Emma Stone, of course, and a lot of people were trying to make it a thing like, um, I don't know if it was about race or whatever, but I feel like race has nothing to do with it. Like it's totally just based on a performance and like who put out a better performance and who the Academy voted for.
Hmm.
And if I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter it showed Emma Stone's like reaction when they called her name. She looked like low key shocked, like almost was like a meme. It's like when you're you're like lost in the grocery store, like looking for your mom or something. Like she just was so shocked that she won because I think in her heart she thought Lily Gladstone was gonna win.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm really proud of her. I think this is her second Oscar win since La La Land,
Hmm.
which is also a phenomenal movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, do you want to speak on this? You saw this movie, so I'm sure you could, and you actually also saw Killers of the Flower Moon, so you could speak to both of these.
Yeah, I saw both of these. I really like both of them. In my own opinion, I think I prefer Poor Things like as a movie, but I
Hmm.
think that's just because it's like my own personal taste. I think I'm actually surprised Poor Things got as much. I mean, it didn't do as crazy as Oppenheimer, but it won a few other things as well, I believe. I think it won set design or like something like that, design. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But I just love the weirdness of it, and it's like very much down my alley of like the kind of filmmaking I like. I like, new and like weird out there filmmaking, whereas Killers of the Flower Moon is, I mean, it's Scorsese, so it's more traditional. It's still like, like it does creative things. I'm not saying it's a boring movie, but like it's definitely like, like an old head could watch it and still feel at home.
Yeah,
Whereas if an old head watched Poor Things, I think they're walking out the theater. Um, but
it's
in
just like
terms,
it's like an auteur film kind of almost.
yeah, it is. And but in terms of their performances, I saw something online and I'm inclined to agree with it. And it said that, so Emma Stone has more screen time in Poor Things than Lily Gladstone did in Killers of the Flower Moon, despite Killers of the Flower Moon being like 3 hours.
Yeah,
So Lily Gladstone didn't have much screen time. I think in like the almost 3 hour runtime, she's in there for about 55 minutes, 56.
yeah,
Um, but like, screen time doesn't really have anything to do with it because we've seen actors and actresses in the leading role like not have as much screen time, but when they're on screen, they do what what they do, and that's how they, that's how they lock in.
Hmm.
But this is what I heard people say, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. So the role of Bella Baxter, so that's the protagonist in Poor Things. Um, she's like an adult with like the brain of a baby, so you get to like see her discover the world, but since she's an adult, she like learns everything all at once because everyone's treating her like an adult, you know what I mean? They're not treating her like different. So you get to
Yeah.
see like a people were basically saying that role, having that role allows you to be more out there and expressive, like give a way more like unhinged performance, which she does really good at. I mean, like I'm not diminishing her performance, but Lily, whereas like in comparison to Lily Gladstone's, hers is way more like subtle and like a nuance, like a it's not like she's not out there, she's not doing all these dances and expressions and like like big out there like things. It's way more like it's like the way she looks like subtly to the left. It's the way like her eyes tear up before she delivers. You know what I mean? Like it's way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I kind of agree with that actually. Like I'm not to like take away anything from Emma Stone's performance. I think they're both good, but I think, in my opinion, I think it's harder for anybody to do what Lily Gladstone did than to do what Emma Stone did. And I don't know, like that sounds kind of fucked up, but like because I'm sure I couldn't do either right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying one role requires a lot more subtlety, and I think it's harder to perform and do a performance like that and still have it be very good and still powerful, as opposed to like having a character where you can kind of just like go crazy.
Yeah. And also like the whole narrative and context of the film is they're
Hmm.
totally like varying. Like one is based
Oh
off of a
yeah.
book that is like a true piece of history, and the other one's uh like a fiction narrative that, can it just they're just two totally different modes of storytelling.
Yeah, I completely agree. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with honestly either of them winning because I do think those are the only two I saw from the actress in the leading role, and I thought both of them were good enough to win. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I feel like even just being nominated, bro, like
Oh
if
yeah,
I was nominated and I didn't win, like I wouldn't be salty. I'd be like, bro, like I'm at the Oscars, like I'm nominated,
yeah,
like
I'd be hyped.
this is cool, like it's almost an honor. But all right, moving on. This thing is whole it's so out of order. But so we're gonna jump to best original song.
Okay.
Um I'm Just Ken was up for this. Loki got snubbed, bro. What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish won from the same movie
Mm-hmm.
Barbie.
Yes, sir.
Um I mean, I'm not surprised. This song Loki blew up. It was all over TikTok. Um I think this makes Billie Eilish like the youngest person though. I think she has
She's
two
like
or
two, right?
three Oscars. Yeah, I think two.
I think she has two, but then she also has like a Grammy, at least
Yeah.
one. So I think
Yeah.
I saw what you were talking about. The youngest to have like this, and this awards or whatever,
Yeah.
or do it twice, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that I'm Just Ken was put up.
I
Uh I
yeah
mean it is an original song. I don't know, maybe
yeah.
as a man I resonate more with that. Not that the other song is bad, but I'm not gonna sit in my car and just put on What Was I Made For. I'm blasting I'm Just Ken, bro. In the gym, at the grocery store, in the shower, bro. I'm
God,
I'm
bro.
I'm just Ken.
I think yeah, I when I look at these, I mean that those are the only. Actually, no, they have a song from Killers of the Flower Moon up as well. That's
Oh really?
cool. Yeah, those songs are actually cool because I believe they were. If this is the one, it says I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. Wazahi, a song for my people. Yeah, there was
Mm.
actually really good music, and I actually, if I have a critique of Killers of the Flower Moon to put out there real quick,
Okay.
um, I really like all the like stuff that they do with the Native Americans in that movie. Like they're very much like the soul of the story. But I feel like I would have been more interested actually. I don't know. This is probably like an opinion, you can go either route and either one works. but I feel like the Native Americans were kind of like, although it was like it was about them and what happened to them, we see it through the eyes of Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. So I think it would have been more. I mean, I guess we do that to kind of like know what they were doing, because if we did it from the other way, from the Native Americans' point of view, we wouldn't know who was doing these things to them. So I guess that's, I don't know, but like I feel like they were kind of sidelined a bit by, like, because Leonardo's a big presence. So I think, I don't know, but I really liked how they have, like, they have songs like traditional Native American songs. There's a funeral scene in it, and it's like I've heard from people from this tribe have said, oh yeah, it's like all very authentic, and like it's clear that Martin Scorsese like did his research, talked to people, and like I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool to see all that effort put in. He didn't just like guess.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's good
Yeah,
when they do their research and it's not just like filled with made up stuff or like kind of
yeah,
inaccuracies. It just
yeah.
makes it all more authentic.
I
All right.
do think What Was I Made For should have won though. I think that one hit the hardest in the film. Like I'm Just Ken is a fun song, but I think that one, since it's like a core aspect in the movie, it's a key scene. I think it works very well.
Yeah, definitely deserves the win.
On God.
All right. So best animated feature. The Boy and the
Okay.
Heron won by
Yes.
Hayao Miyazaki. Uh Elemental was up for this. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was also up for this. And then Robot Dreams and Demona, two other films I didn't hear about. They might be
I have not seen.
internationals. One of them's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron, but I am not surprised. I mean, this is a Studio Ghibli film, I believe. No.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these films are literally just like such heartwarming movies. So I definitely want to see it because I heard it's actually going to be coming back into theaters, because of its win.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can find some time to watch it.
Yeah,
Um,
I always love watching Studio Ghibli films. They kind of give you like this vibe that like a lot of other animated movies don't. Um, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's just like a certain thing. Like you're watching a Studio Ghibli film.
yeah, I'm surprised that Across the Spider Verse didn't win, but
When
going back
I
to our last episode when we
Yeah,
talked about like our favorite movies, I can understand that this being the second movie in between a trilogy kind of makes it feel not incomplete, but just it leaves off on a kind of unsatisfying note or like you want more. And I feel like The Boy and the Heron, I've yet to see, but I'm sure it's phenomenal and it's a full complete idea. So
yeah,
I
that
feel like it's a
probably
deserved win.
yeah, that's probably a big part of it, I would imagine. When I saw them both pop up, I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be one of those two. Like it just has to be. I haven't even seen The Boy and the Heron, but I know by reputation like they'd be locked in.
I don't know. See, it's like such Studio Ghibli is just so like renowned that we don't even like. It's like we don't even got to see it, but like I do want to see it.
Yeah. One thing before we move on, real quick. Uh, I believe it's the makers, maybe the directors. I'm not sure. I think it's the directors of Across the Spider Verse. They were
Hmm.
like, oh, like if you're gonna lose, like you might as well lose to the goat. You know what I mean?
I
And,
saw that. Yeah, that was W response.
yeah, but did you see the response from what's his name, Shamik, who plays Miles?
Oh yeah.
Did you
What did he
did you
say?
see what he said?
No.
Apparently, he tweeted out like right when it happened. He tweeted out robbed.
Um, I feel like it just there's no point in being salty, bro. You can
Yeah,
either take it with grace and like that you had a fire movie. It just kind of makes you sound like I don't know,
it makes you
like
seem. I don't
salty.
know, dude. Yeah, like
I don't want to say
it's not a good
insecure,
look. Yeah,
but it's just like why can't you just be happy for the other like animated film that won?
yeah. I feel like whenever there's anyone that gets mad about it, people just are like, bro, like what are you doing, bro? Like, but I mean, I guess just saying robbed isn't. I mean, it's he shouldn't have said it in my opinion, but I guess he could have had a bigger, worse response at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Anyway, what's
I
next, my
understand what you
boy?
mean.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We are at Best Supporting Actress. So Divine Joy Rudolph or Randolph, she won for her work in The Holdovers. America Ferrera was up for Barbie. Danielle Brooks was up for The Color Purple. Emily Blunt. Wow, I didn't know that she was nominated
Yeah.
for Oppenheimer, and then Jodie Foster for Niad.
Okay. Okay.
Um, dude, that's a crazy that's a crazy little like nominee pool.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I'm happy for Divine. Um, I saw when she won, like she was just like overjoyed and stuff, and of course being against like all these other like titans of filmmaking, like female actresses. Um, I mean, it's good to see that. It's awesome. I really wanted to see The Holdovers. I heard that it was a great film, and it's still on my watch list. I mean, yeah, good for her, dude. I don't know. I think this is her first Oscar win ever. So, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, I've been meaning to see the holdovers, so there's not much I could say on this. I've heard nothing but good things for it. I know it came out back around like Christmas time, I believe, or Thanksgiving, sometime around holiday season. It's on, I believe it's on Peacock right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably gonna be watching that as soon as I see Dune 2. I'll go see the holdovers on Peacock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Next category is Best Director.
Yeah.
So this is a funny name. I'm sorry. The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer was up for this. Yorgos Lanthimos was up for Poor Things. Scorsese, um, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, and then Nolan won, of course, for Oppenheimer.
Yes, sir.
Um, dude, I feel like, I mean, Oppenheimer won, so we just got to keep like praising the movie.
Gotta keep glazing.
It's yeah, we got to keep glazing it, bro. It's deserved, bro. Oppenheimer, Nolan finally winning like Best Director. I feel like is not just for Oppenheimer, but also like all of his past movies because they've just been
Yeah.
like they've been directed like so well, dude. Like the dude, his run is almost as like crazy as Villeneuve's. Like you can't watch a bad Nolan movie. Like I think the only Nolan movie I have not seen is Insomnia, and
Mm.
that's it.
I still there's a couple in his what would you call, I guess, his movies he's made, he that I haven't seen it.
Filmography.
Yeah, his filmography that I haven't seen. Like I and then I'm like low key ashamed to mention because I've been meaning to see them for so long, but like a lot of times they're not even on streaming, and then they're hard to find on a physical copy. Like for
Yeah.
example, like I still haven't seen The Prestige, and I've heard so much good stuff about
Ooh.
that. I haven't seen Memento, one of his earlier works. Um but I've seen most of the big ones, you know. Like
Yeah.
I've seen all the Dark Knights. I've seen Interstellar, of course. Oppenheimer. I
Dude,
mean,
I hope they bring Interstellar back because it's
oh
the
yeah.
10-year anniversary. I Oh my god, dude, I just want to see it in theaters, bro.
If they brought it
IMAX.
back, and they did, I believe they have cuts of it in like the IMAX 50 mil
Yeah,
or whatever they call it, you know, the film. And I would love to see it in that.
dude,
If
that
they
would go
brought it back,
crazy.
I would make the effort to go do that.
I think recently, actually, I went on Peacock the other day, and there's a whole tab section now for Nolan's work. I think all of his movies are on Peacock now, so you can
Damn, for
watch them.
real? Okay, dude, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
get on Peacock. How the heck is Peacock getting affording all of these
dude,
like Oscar winners on there? What the hell?
they're low key like going off, man.
Damn. Okay, I'll have to hop
Um,
on that.
so yeah. All right, moving on. We're gonna look at so this is best international film. The Zone of Interest won this. My parents actually saw this. They told me a little bit about it.
Hmm.
The whole movie, it's pretty much about this family that lives in Germany, and they live right on the on this borderline of like Auschwitz, and the movie is pretty much from their perspective of just living like a normal life. Like they're pretty much doing nothing, but on the other side of this wall, like all these terrible things are happening in Auschwitz. They can like
Mm,
hear it going on. Um, I mean, yeah, it just sounds like a movie that kind of speaks about how people just kind of ignore, terrible things that go on. They kind of just live their lives as normal.
yeah.
I do really want to see this. I believe it was an A24 film as well. Um, yeah, it was an international feature film. I think it was from Germany, I believe. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
definitely
gonna
want to
have to
see it.
hop on it. Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah. All right, going to best supporting actor. I'm excited to talk about
Oh
this
yeah.
one. Dude, RDJ finally got an Oscar. I think this was his third nomination, his first win for Oppenheimer.
Yes,
He
sir.
was going up against, dude, this is crazy. He was going up
Oh
against Mark
yeah.
Ruffalo for Poor
Mm-hmm.
Things, De Niro, for Killers of the Flower Moon, um, Ryan Gosling. Dude, no
Mm.
way.
Wow.
I didn't even know he was nominated.
Okay.
And then Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really, dude, I'm so proud of him to see him come like such a long way.
Oh yeah.
When he gave his speech, uh, he was saying like, oh, like I'd like to thank like my terrible past and like the Academy. He like thanked his wife and stuff, of course, but people were so this is such like a little nitpick, but people were getting mad because when he went up to accept the award, Ki Kue Juan, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Or Hui Ki Juan?
Mm-hmm. The
Um,
last supporting actor who won for last year. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he gave the award to him, and like RDJ just went up and like grabbed it with one hand, like he didn't even look at Key, and like he just gave his speech or whatever, and people were just like, bro, the disrespect. But then like literally like there's photos later online where it just shows them like he's like shaking his hand like they're doing pics and stuff, and like it's all good. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people fail to put themselves in the perspective of the other person. Like obviously when that happens, especially for someone like RDJ, where it's like, I mean, what like a turnaround for your life. Like, oh my god, to come here. I'm sure in that moment it's like it's like, I mean, imagine trying to collect your thoughts and like, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure in a perfect world he would have gone up and like, shook his hand while he got it and like, done all that. But like when
What's up, my
you're
brother?
yeah, when you're in the when you're in that moment, I'm sure you're just like blinded by like everything and you're like trying to collect your thoughts, collect your, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's a lot
Yeah,
to go up, especially for like, RDJ. But
yeah,
I saw the pictures and I saw the people trying to hate.
yeah.
I think if anyone should be hated on, I honestly think it should be Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if you watched the Oscars live. I watched it earlier in the like I think in the first 10 to 20 minutes of it when he was kind of like introducing it, he made a joke about RDJ like doing drugs and I was just like, bro, like, and he kept
Jeez.
going, like he doubled down on it. He did, I don't remember the thing. He said a joke and then they show the camera to RDJ and he kind of tries to play it off. And then Jimmy Kimmel like says something else. I'm like, damn, bro, what the fuck?
Jeez.
Like I don't know. I felt like that one was in like poor taste in my opinion. Like I was like, dude, like this dude's here, bro. Look what he's done. Like
I
why the fuck are you gonna like bring that up?
Yeah. I don't know. If I was a host, I wouldn't make jokes like I don't know about someone's like drug like pat like just him being in prison, him doing drugs and stuff. I wouldn't make jokes like that, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
just in poor taste.
I agree.
We got to stop letting night show hosts like host the Oscars and stuff. They're not funny, bro. I feel like
Yeah, they're
people, you
not.
know, when people laugh to be nice, that's
Oh
what
my
I
god,
feel
yeah,
like.
that's them.
They should have had Neil Patrick Harris host it, bro,
They do that. Actually would go hard.
or Ryan Gosling.
They should have they had at one point John Mulaney went up for like to like introduce a award thing and the few things he said in that time was funnier than everything Jimmy Kimmel said. And I know he's an actual comedian, but he's also like in films, like he's, hey bro, that's Spider-Ham, bro.
Yeah. Oh, John Mulaney. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like he
I
was
saw,
there. Yeah.
dude. I saw he was like, I think he was he presented best sound or something.
Yeah.
He was like, sound gives us the power to hear like such iconic lines and stuff. And then he shitted on Madam Web because he said
Yeah,
a
dude, it
line
was
from
so
it.
fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, I heard people saying they were like, "Bro, he's not gonna say nothing in Beyond
Oh
the
yeah,
Spider Verse.
Sony's
He's
about
gonna
to
have no
write out all
line."
his lines. Yeah.
Jeez.
Bro, that's facts though.
I don't know though. I don't know if like Kimmel wrote his own jokes because I remember when the Tonys
Oh,
or
that
was
one
it the
dude.
Emmys happened? Yeah, that one dude who was so not funny. I don't know if he just got booked last minute, but like he was up there saying these shitty ass jokes, and then he was like, "I
Yeah.
didn't write these. I didn't write these." Like the ones that he was like given. So I don't know if the Academy wrote that or Kimmel did. Either way, like it's just so weird.
It is.
Um,
But
but
hey,
yeah, dude.
I'm hype. RDJ won. I think this is been a long time coming.
Yeah, dude.
Lock in.
Brings me to tears, bro. Like he's Tony, bro. Tony
Oh
Stark
yeah.
finally won, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I think he's really good in Oppenheimer. But when I saw the other people he was up against, I was like, ooh, damn. Like, like I could see it going to Robert De Niro. He's really good in Killers of the Flower Moon. I might be in. You haven't seen Poor Things. I might be in the minority here. I actually am very surprised Mark Ruffalo was nominated for a supporting role for Poor Things. Like he's not. I don't think he's that good in it. Like Poor Things
No,
is good. I don't think Mark Ruffalo is bad. I just don't think his performance is like Oscar worthy. Like he's not bad. To me, it just seems like I think it's clear that he's having fun. Like it's clear that he had a lot of fun, and I think that translates through the performance. But I don't think it's anything like I don't know. Like maybe this movie I believe is on Hulu, so maybe you
Peacock.
can go and watch this. Yeah, it's on Hulu or Peacock. I don't remember which one. But like if you watch this movie, get ready to see a lot of sex. There's a ton of it in this.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude.
With who?
Hey, bro. Just
Dude,
go
don't tell
see.
me Mark Ruffalo screws the
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just saying that not there's. I don't mean like the main characters. I'm talking everyone's fucking in this movie, bro. Just get ready.
Ugh.
But I don't think Mark Ruffalo is necessarily bad. I just was like,
You
it
think there's
just.
someone that could have replaced him that would have been
I
like,
could
yes.
I 100% William Dafoe has a better supporting role in that movie than Mark Ruffalo, and his performance is better as well. Like William Dafoe, whenever there's a scene of both of them together, or like you're going from a scene from Mark Ruffalo to Dafoe, like Dafoe is low key kind of like making him look bad because you're going from a performance that it's not necessarily bad, but you're just going to someone who's just going so hard that you're like, damn, like I would 100% would have nominated Willem Dafoe for if you're gonna do a Poor Thing supporting role, I would have gave it to him.
Mm.
But anyway, congrats to RDJ. I just had to point that out. Had to hate a
Yeah.
little
Had to hate.
bit.
All right. We're going to move on to Best Original Score. So I
Ye-
spoke about this earlier. Ludwig Göransson, he won this for Oppenheimer. American Fiction, again, it was nominated actually for Best Original Score. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was up.
Damn,
John
Nick. That's your
Williams.
boy, bro.
Bro, that is my boy. John Williams. And then we got Poor Things. Jers- Jerskin Fendricks
Yes, sir.
did the score. And then Killers of the Flower Moon. Robbie Robertson was also up. I think Oppenheimer, dude. Honestly, looking at all these, Oppenheimer definitely deserves the win.
Oh yeah.
You know those movies where like you listen to the score and then like after the fact you go home, you're doing whatever, and then like you put it on either to listen to it or like just to have it in the background.
Yeah, I've 100% played the score to Oppenheimer since I've seen it.
Yeah.
I will say I haven't seen. I mean, I know what the Indiana Jones original theme is. That one goes hard. I don't know what the new music, the new score in this one is. You saw this movie. I still haven't seen American Fiction. But speaking for Poor Things and Killers of the Flower Moon, they had some pretty good scores too, especially Poor Things. I like how it's such a weird score. It very much matches the world that you're in for that film. It's all these little weird sounds that come together to make like a sympathy, a symphony. It's very good. But at the end of the day, like when I'm looking at these, I mean, Oppenheimer just goes too hard, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oppenheimer was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I think it was actually on my Spotify Wrapped. I swear it was in my top 5. Like, can you hear? Can you hear the music was like on my top 5?
Bro, that's crazy.
And I was just like, damn, bro. I was like, I didn't think I listened to it that much. All right. So moving on, best original screenplay. So Maestro was up for this. Past Lives, May December, which I saw. The Holdovers again, and then Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall won. I really want to see this movie because the plot's interesting. Have you heard about it?
Which one?
Anatomy of a Fall.
I'm not. I don't know what the story is.
So pretty much this woman's husband, he falls and dies, and she pretty much is in court trying to like prove her innocence, and the only witness to the entire thing is her son, but her son is blind.
Oh man.
So like the whole movie, the policemen are like investigating, like seeing what they were like, what was going on that day, like what happened and stuff. And it was just a really interesting story, and it's original.
Yeah, I think I've seen. Now that you mention it, that sounds familiar to a trailer that I've saw. So that was
Yeah,
probably what it was. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to see the movie. I'm not sure. I hope that it comes on like a streaming service because you know, like when
Mhm.
award season happens, they throw it on a like how you said, Poor Things is on Hulu or whatever.
Yeah.
They throw it on like streaming services, or sometimes they even bring them back to theaters just because they won. Which is not just good for making even more money, but just spreading these awesome films around. But that's awesome. I definitely want to see the film at some point. So let's move on to best adapted screenplay. So we got Poor Things again. Oppenheimer was nominated. Barbie was nominated. The Zone of Interest, and then American Fiction. actually took this. It won for best adapted screenplay. I was surprised. I low key thought Barbie was gonna win this.
Mm.
I mean, bro, it broke a billy. Like I and I guess I don't know how it's adapted. I mean, because it's based off of Barbie. I guess there was really no story for them to go off of. They pretty much wrote the thing all originally, right?
I guess, yeah. I guess it's just they have to call it adapted because it's adapted from a toy. You know.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't just make up the whole original screenplay. I guess would be totally, totally new, totally original.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So I actually want to speak on this. There was a clip of Cord Jefferson. He was the writer for this. He went up to receive the award for American Fiction, and he talked about get about taking risks. He was saying a lot of movies nowadays in Hollywood have like 200 million, $300 million budgets, and that's a risk, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it's also a risk to make like a $10 million movie. And you know, with a $200 million budget, you can make like what, like 20 $10 million films. Like why don't we give those like smaller filmmakers a chance to make something? Because the budget for American Fiction, with all these nominations and wins, it was only $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
$10 million, dude. The Dial of Destiny, uh, Indiana Jones was like 300 million.
Yeah. I mean,
Insane, insane.
I do think, there are movies that it shouldn't be as frequent as it is. Like I do think having smaller budgets allows people to be more creative with how they film and how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, holy shit, I agree. Like, there's so many like just names, like movies I can't even list right now because they come and go so fast. They're so just like whatever. Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but like there's a lot of films being made where they have like, like 100 $200 million budget for like no reason really.
Yeah, they're just so, and it's crazy because so much money gets put into it. All these people get hired. It's a whole like set dates of shooting and stuff, and then it's all for what?
Yeah.
It's almost like giving so much money to a certain filmmaker to make a film almost kind of hurts the project, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, if I'm gonna shoot, I don't know, like a Marvel movie, like I couldn't do that on a $10 million budget. I mean, maybe I could. It depends on what hero I do, but
Yeah. You
if it's
can't
like
do
some
like the
original
Hulk or something. Yeah.
screenplay, yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, but I just thought that was an interesting part of the night. People cheered him on and stuff. It wasn't like controversial.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's
it's
cool
cool that he said
that
that.
people
Yeah.
heard. Yeah, it's definitely something that we've talked about time and time again about budgets just being like
Mm-hmm.
ridiculously big.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Pause.
but I'm definitely gonna chill. I'm gonna check out American Fiction.
Yeah.
I do like Jeffrey Wright, and now that it won Best Adapted Screenplay, especially over Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things,
Yes, sir.
um, that's wild. So moving on, we're gonna talk about the best live action short film. Um, I only know one film from this, and it's the
Me
winner.
too.
And I'm only
Yeah, me
speaking on
too.
it.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking on it because Wes Anderson won for The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
This is on Netflix. I think it's maybe only like 10 or like 17. Oh no, it's 39 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Wes Anderson won for best live action short film against The After, Night of Fortune, Invincible, and Red, White, and Blue. I still have yet to check out those films. I didn't even really hear about them, but it's a live action short film. I feel like those kind of get glossed over in the grand scheme of, I guess, movies that happen over a year. I mean, that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like where would you really put that out? I know Wes Anderson got lucky and Netflix kind of signed a deal to drop his two short films, so I guess it got maybe more distribution and more eyes on it. But it's good to see him get a win, especially when he's been operating for such a long time and making pretty consistently, nice looking movies with pretty awesome stories. So it's good for him, and I definitely want to check out the movie. I think it has Benedict Cumberbatch,
It does.
Ben Kingsley, Dev Patel. Um, I mean, yeah, good for Wes, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
if this. So go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been meaning to watch this because I remember when it dropped on Netflix. I was like, oh damn, like that's cool. I think it was like shortly after Asteroid City came out because I remember I saw Asteroid City, and then not too long after I remember I heard about this and I was like, wait, really? Like like, didn't he just drop something? And then you and I talked about it, and you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a short though on Netflix. And I was like, oh cool. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing it drop. I remember opening Netflix and seeing it, and I was like, oh damn, okay, I have to hop on that. Pause. But I haven't yet. I will soon.
Yeah. It's good for him that he won though.
It's his first Oscar, right? Like
I
when?
believe so. Yes. Yeah.
Damn, as he should.
Crazy. All right. Moving on. We got best visual effects.
Oh yeah.
So Godzilla minus one won, which is awesome. I mean, I get to see the movie,
Damn,
but
man.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. It was up against Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I think honestly was a pretty deserved nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Napoleon, The Creator, and then Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, Part 1.
I mean, I've
You
seen
saw the
all of
film.
these except the creator and Napoleon.
Mm. I mean, what do you think about Godzilla minus one?
Oh, bro, so good. It's very good. I will say, I do think when people were beginning to go watch it, I think they were overhyping it a bit. It's not bad. No, nowhere near it. But everyone was saying it's like the best Godzilla movie ever. Perfect. It's the best modern one for sure. I don't know how it compares to the OG Godzilla because I've yet to see the original. But I know a lot of
Yeah.
people say it's really good and holds up. Um, but in terms of visual effects, like, oh my god, I don't even think they've revealed what the budget was for this movie, but I know that it's low. Like, they didn't have a giant budget, so the amount of work and, like, I don't know, like, it just looks so good, man. Like, it's honestly amazing to me that it was made for a lower budget. I mean, it looks better than the like $200 million Godzilla movies that Lionsgate
Yeah,
is like pushing out.
bro. There's another one coming out this year, and
Yes, sir.
I'm just like why even try, dude? Like
Hey,
you you got topped, bro.
hey,
Pause.
pause. Yo.
But I don't know. It's like we were just speaking about like crazy budgets.
Mhm.
It's just like kind of embarrassing. Like
Yeah, I
like
mean,
they're
it
gonna
looks
put
really
one
good,
out
bro.
like they're putting it out following this one.
Oh
Wait, the new
yeah.
one?
No, no,
The
no,
new
no,
one
no,
that's
not the
coming?
new one. No, no, this
Okay.
one, this one. I haven't seen
I
the
was
new one,
like,
bro. It ain't out yet. But
I
I
thought
will
you meant
say,
like from
like,
the trailer.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the
Yeah, yeah.
visual effects in this one just look like it's so crazy. Honestly, like, I'm actually really glad that Godzilla minus one won. I did not think they would when I saw everything it was up against. I mean, they're, in my opinion, in this list, they're the underdog. All these other movies, especially like Guardians and like Mission Impossible, like, they
Yeah.
have those big ass budgets. They should win. When you have
Yeah.
that much money and that much, like, these giant blockbuster movies, the visual effects should be stellar. But, like, hey bro, passion, like, wins out, bro. And, like, it's clear that the Godzilla minus one team had a lot of passion making that film,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah,
glad they
definitely
won.
deserved.
Yeah.
Totally. All right, moving on to best cinematography. This went to Oppenheimer. Hoyt van Hoytema, who's done a lot of other insane movies. He went up against Poor Things, Maestro, Killers of the Flower Moon, and El Conde.
Okay. Okay.
I've not heard about this film.
I'm not either.
Um, I mean, totally deserved. I feel like Hoyt van Hoytema has been doing such incredible work, and especially for Oppenheimer. If you see behind the scenes, this dude he had an IMAX camera just like on his shoulder, bro. He was really doing it. Um, I'm not sure if this is his first or he's had multiple um Oscar nominations, but he's worked on Dunkirk, Interstellar, Nope, Her. He did Spectre, that James Bond movie, a bunch of other films. So he's been working at a high caliber for quite some time. So it's good to see him get recognized,
Yeah.
and just win for best cinematography because Oppenheimer has some incredible cinematography.
Oh yeah, there's great shots in that film.
Yeah,
There's great shots in Poor Things and Killers of the Flower Moon as well. So I'm not gonna lie, when this came up, I was not sure who was gonna win. I could have seen it going a lot of different ways. I mean, I haven't seen Maestro or El Conde, but between those three, like, the cinematography in those films is also, like, very, very good. But hey,
Yeah.
shout out Oppenheimer, bro. They're going crazy. I deserved, honestly. Any of these movies, I feel like could have won.
It's crazy because it's like we're in a different timeline because I expected Oppenheimer to get like snubbed because like it's just so like normalized of Nolan like either not getting nominated or just getting nominated and then not winning.
Yeah, I
Um,
kind of felt going in this, like, when the every time I watch the Oscars, I feel like there's a movie where I'm like, oh yeah, like that's the one that I like. That's what I would pick, and then it never wins.
yeah, it's like that should win, but it doesn't.
Like 95% of the time it doesn't. But for this one, there were so many times where I was like, oh, like that'd probably be Oppenheimer, but because of the past, I was like, oh, but it probably won't, like that's what I'd pick. But then they kept winning, and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
like, oh shit, okay.
I I wonder how the Academy does like voting and stuff like because I think it's just a board of people that vote on the movie they think wins. I feel like it should be a
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like people like the general consensus should vote. It shouldn't be like, oh, which movie had the most box office, which movie had the longest run. Like I feel like they should find a way to have people like actually vote on it.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't know, it's just weird to be like it's some like anonymous board called the Academy that votes on these films. Um, but again, they made up this award, so whatever.
True.
But
Yeah.
I am glad that Oppenheimer won
Yes, sir.
and is winning so many awards,
Yeah, we be
and
glazing.
cinematography is deserved.
Yep.
So moving on, we are going to do best costume design. So Poor Things won this. Holly Waddington,
Yep.
she won. Um, it was up against Napoleon, Barbie, Oppenheimer 2 as well, and Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't really know why Oppenheimer would be up. I don't know. I don't mean to discredit it, but it's just like I feel like Poor Things, Barbie, and Napoleon are like yeah, like those are
Yeah,
all like very like crazy films where the costume design has a lot of effect on the story.
I agree with you.
Um, I mean, what did you think about the costume design for Poor Things? You said you saw this.
They're really nice. I mean, they're like very, they just fit the world so well, and everything in that world is just a little weird, a little Victorian, a little steampunk, a little gothic. It's like this weird mix of different things, and like I just feel like it's done very well. But like, I mean, like you said, I saw this going up against Barbie and Napoleon, and Killers Farmer and Oppenheimer. And for this one, I remember like the first thing that came into my head was honestly Barbie, because
Yeah,
the amount of pink and the amount of like the costumes, I mean, they look like dolls. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they look like
Barbie
it's
was
come to life.
yeah, totally. I feel like Barbie definitely would be a close second
Yeah.
if we were able to find out like how close this was.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
fine if either of those were the two leading it in my head. So yeah, I mean, hey, congrats to everyone nominated. Congrats to Poor Things. Like, I mean, it went hard.
yeah. All right, moving on to best film editing. Oppenheimer won this. Editor Jennifer Lame won. It was up against The Holdovers, Poor Things Again, Anatomy of a Fall, and then Killers of the Flower Moon. Dude, this thing got nominated a lot, but I don't think it won anything that night.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
talking about
everyone was
Killers.
saying Killers of the Flower Moon was like the biggest snub at the, because they didn't. I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they won anything.
Yeah, I have yet to see it, and I'm not going to discount that it's a great film, but I feel like all these other winners that have been like uh topping it is
Honestly,
because like Scorsese is like he's like 80 now, right? He's been
he's
working
old.
on films yeah for quite some time. It's almost like we know his status, we know what he can do. Like another Oscar win would be I'm sure he would love it, but it would just be like another notch in his belt. There's some people on
Yeah,
here that are winning for the first time. Um but I mean I'm glad Oppenheimer won, especially with the way the story is told. It's very like non-linear. Um because you're the whole movie you spend inside of this little room where it's like Oppenheimer's getting a disposition. He's cutting back to different periods of his life and history and stuff.
yeah,
Um,
I agree with you. When I think
and
about
edit,
it, the editing for Oppenheimer, I mean, it's a 3 hour movie, and in my opinion, it flows very well. It has to be edited very well for that movie to flow that well. I mean, like I don't have the words to describe it.
yeah, good editing. I feel like should just make like a movie either go by really fast, um, or just like not make you feel like the runtime at all. And I think it is edited very well. All right, so moving on to best makeup and hairstyling. Poor Things won this.
True.
They were up against Society of the Snow, a film called Golda, Maestro, and Oppenheimer.
Oh god.
Um,
I mean, again, I saw this. Let me look. I don't know Society of the Snow. I only other one I've seen in this is Oppenheimer, so I can't speak for those other nominees. But I mean, but between Oppenheimer and Poor Things, I would pick Poor Things. I mean, the makeup and hairstyling in this, like, it's not that Oppenheimer's bad. It's just like, that's. I mean, they did well. I mean, but like Poor Things, they're going for like a more artistic, whereas Oppenheimer is like accuracy.
right. Yeah.
And when you do something that's artistic and these otherworldly looks and designs, to make them come out and like look good, I think is very impressive.
Yeah, especially when you have nothing to go off of as well. Like with Maestro and Oppenheimer, they could go back in history, look at books of what people dressed like in that time, what people wore, like what their hairstyle was. But Poor Things was totally original, so they had to like do it all themselves and stuff. I've seen photos of Willem Dafoe and his makeup and stuff, and it looks crazy. Um, so it's really
Oh my
deserved that
god,
it
yeah,
won.
for sure.
All right, so going on to best production design, Killers of the Flower Moon is up again. Oppenheimer, Barbie, Napoleon, and then Poor Things. Poor Things won this for best production design.
Yes,
So I
sir.
think they have 3 wins so far.
I agree with this one for sure. I mean, actually, well, damn, because Barbie's up here too, and Barbie had some like
I feel like,
insane
yeah,
sets.
if we're gonna speak on it, again, I haven't seen Poor Things. Only seen 2 of the films in this nomination pool. I feel like Barbie should have won because the entire
Mm,
like beginning of the movie when we see Barbie land, dude, it's literally like a playset. Like
yeah, I
they did
agree with
such a
you.
good job of it. I think when we reviewed the film, we wish that we spent more time in Barbie Land
Yeah, I love
just
the
because
way
of
it
how cool it
looks.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's hard. I would love to see like you said before, like how close was this if it was close at all. I mean, I think it should be because Barbie, I think what I thought I don't Barbie won original song for Billie Eilish, but did it win anything else? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so. No, I think it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was just best original song.
So I remember thinking that a lock for Barbie was the song and the production design. Everything else, I was like, I mean, with their other performances, the other movies last year were just so good. Like, it's Barbie's probably not gonna win. But I
Yeah,
thought the locks were production design and the song, and I'm
agreed.
surprised that it didn't. I mean, Poor Things. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, their sets are very like they're in this. You're in this world where everything is kind of gothic, Victorian, steampunk, weird. It's like it's literally like you can see these inspirations of those things I just listed, but it's none of those things. It's just like it's similar to all of them. It's kind of like there's pieces put together to make this own thing. So I think the sets and the production design, like it's very good in Poor Things, but I'm just surprised it won. I don't think it's undeserving. I think Barbie or Poor Things could win this. I just thought Barbie was going to.
Yeah, I just looked it up as well. Poor Things had a $35 million budget. Let me look up what Barbie's was. It has to 145. So with the 110 million budget less, it won. Um,
Yeah.
I mean that's crazy. It just says something about like we said, having less money kind of makes you have to think more about
Mm-hmm.
what you got to do. And of course, a lot of that budget probably from Barbie went to like paying actors, shooting in LA,
Yeah, for sure.
all these other things like getting all these high ticket actresses and actors.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, dude, I definitely got to see Poor Things now. It definitely piqued my interest when I saw the trailers in theaters. I just never got the chance to see it,
I
but
agree.
good for Poor Things. All right, I believe this is the last one.
Oh yeah.
This is the one John Mulaney presented Best Sound. So Mission Impossible again is up for this. Maestro, Oppenheimer, The Creator, and then The Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest won. I haven't seen this movie, like I said, but speaking on what the story is, like just being from the perspective of a family living in Germany, like right across from Auschwitz, I'm sure a lot of the sound design had to be really like methodical and thought out. Um, and winning best sound is just gonna make me like want to see this film again, or not
Mm,
again, but just to
lock it
check
in.
it out. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
haven't seen Zone of Interest, but I watched this live, and when they presented all of the nominees, they played a actually it was very interesting. They most of the time, when they present the nominees for like, best actor or actress, they put like a scene that like, showcases the, one of the
yeah,
one of
like a
their
30
acting abilities.
second.
Yeah, yeah. For this one, they did the same thing, but it was like specific scenes showing off like the sound, and I found it very like interesting. I really liked the selections for a lot of these, and the one I'm not gonna lie, when I watched this live, the one that stood out the most to me was the Zone of Interest. I was like, oh wow, like it's hard to explain. It was like a scene where there wasn't a lot of sound, but there was like wind and like little like I don't know, I guess like sounds in the background or whatever. Maybe it's like their backyard, and then like you said, like they live right by this concentration camp. So maybe the sounds was that, but it sounded very like hauntingly like melancholy, and I was like, wow, like that sounds cool. I haven't even seen it, but that scene they showed, like sound in particular sounds really cool. Everything else was just what you'd expect, like the creator was like shooting guns and stuff. Like it was a scene where like a robot's got its head blew off. I mean, it sounded good, but it was just like, nothing I hadn't seen before.
Yeah,
Maestro was like music, which I'm not gonna lie, for a second I thought maybe Maestro could win because, you know, music and film, I mean, that's a huge part, getting the sound to sound good. I would say that's a
yeah,
potential one.
dude,
I
sound design is hard,
Oh
bro.
yeah. Oh my god, yeah. And Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, I'm not gonna lie, it was just more like, loud explosions and stuff. I mean, it
Dun,
sounds good,
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun. Yeah,
But I was like, I mean, probably not. Oppenheimer, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, the sound in that is amazing. Like the fucking bomb. Like holy
yeah,
shit. Like that one could have very well won as well. But the thing that all four of the ones after the Zone of Interest have in common is they're all very loud, and the Zone of Interest was so like simple and like
subtle.
delicate, subtle. Like that's the one that stood out to me, and it won. And I was like, oh shit, like let's go. Even though I haven't even
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's awesome.
Back in position.
Going back to best costume design. Did you see on on Instagram or Twitter, John Cena presented this award, and
Oh yeah.
he came out naked. He came out naked. Um, like literally all he had was like the little envelope they give you to like cover his junk, and he walked up there and presented the award. Um, I don't know. People were saying that this was like a promo for the Ricky Stenicki movie that he's in. Like he's just going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know like what other reason he would do that
I
for.
think,
People were saying
dude,
like it was a Hollywood elite like a humiliation ritual.
I've heard a
Um,
lot of people saying that. I don't know if I just don't, bro, if it was, they wouldn't give him like a, like he's wearing like a speedo or something underneath it. He's not actually fucking naked out there, bro.
yeah.
And if you've
I mean,
seen
if he was,
anything
bro,
John Cena's done, it also doesn't make sense if they're saying that. I don't even know why we're getting into this. This is so
it's a
stupid.
dude. It's John Cena, bro. We
Yeah,
gotta talk.
yeah, you're right. But like, I hate talking about fucking conspiracy theories, bro. But like,
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
it's like what I've heard what people are saying, because I've seen so much about this in the past like day or so, and they're all saying that like, oh, the Hollywood elite do humiliation rituals so that once that person like goes through with it, then they get fame and money and all this stuff. Bro, John Cena's already been locking in for like the last 10 fucking years. Like, I mean, he was in WWE, but like in the last 5 more recent years, I mean, bro, he was in the Suicide Squad. He's got Peacemaker, and in the Suicide Squad, he was practically naked as well. Like he was wearing fucking tidy whities in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Like I don't, it's nothing that I don't expect from John Cena. He seems like he's very funny, and he's very like he does. I mean, I felt like he did stuff like this before in movies, so I don't see how people can think that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was just funny. It was just something that
I thought it was
that
funny
caught
as
my
well.
eye.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
I think it's promotion, like you said, because like Ricky
Yeah.
Stenicki's like I haven't seen it yet. I think I saw on Letterboxd that you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it last night. It was literally mid. Like
Oh,
Chelsea and I
really?
rated it 2.5 out of 5. And it
Well,
was directed by the guy who did like Dumb and Dumber, like a bunch of other like good
oh
2000
wow.
films. But I don't know, it was just kind of missing something. Like it was kind of not consistent at
Mm,
times,
okay.
but it was I. It was I.
All right, all right.
Um, yeah, I don't know if that was just like to get more views or whatever, like with the Oscars, because I heard that this was like the most viewed award ceremony that the Oscars has had
Oh,
like
in
in
like four
years.
years, yeah.
Yeah, and in quite some time, because of course it fell off during COVID. Um, well, because I don't even think they
Yeah.
had it during
They
COVID. Yeah,
also they started a year or an hour earlier this year. I think usually they start at 6 or 7. They started at like 5 p.m. this year.
yeah, and it also recently was just daylight's spring daylight
Yeah.
savings, whatever. So
Spring
I don't know if
forward.
that's why they
Yeah.
did that. Yeah, spring forward, but I mean, hey,
Maybe.
that's
I'm not
good. I'm
sure.
glad that people were watching again. I think it. I mean, besides the whole John Cena thing, I think more people probably tuned in just because, like I said, a lot of good movies came out last year.
Hmm.
People were anticipating to see what would win.
I think people
Um,
wanted to see Ryan Gosling sing "I'm Just Ken." A lot of
yeah.
people
Oh
knew
my
that was
God,
gonna
dude, let's
come.
talk about that. Did you, dude? I remember like a couple months back, Ryan Gosling was talking about possibly like performing at the Oscars that song, and he was just like, "Do people get paid for that?" Like, he was like, "Is that just something that you do or whatever?" Bro, he finally did it. Um, I saw the whole performance. It was awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, he's got a good voice. Like I can tell that it's live, and I mean, his voice still sounds like the song. So like, like whenever actors sing a song for a movie, I'm kind of like, okay, like how much auto tune are we getting? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but he sounded good. I mean, I'm like, damn, like okay, like maybe we didn't get that much for the actual song. I mean, clearly we didn't because it sounds very good. It was a fun performance. I think
Mm-hmm.
it helped. It actually helped the Oscars a lot. I wonder if they paid him or if they were just like, "Hey, bro, like you got nominated. Come sing."
Bruh. I hope I hope they paid him some, bro. Because I wouldn't just be like, dude, I'm not performing this shit for free. If I was going to the Oscars for whatever reason, whatever movie, I would just want to chill, sit in the audience. I wouldn't want to get up there and like make a big scene, whatever. But
Yeah.
I saw a photo. It was Martin Scorsese. He has like his daughter.
Mhm.
Um, she was like recording him or whatever
Oh
for
yeah.
TikTok. He's like standing from the crowd and he's like smiling. And then there was, I guess, a past Oscar performance or some award ceremony where Scorsese was in the crowd and he was watching Eminem perform, and he just has the most like bored look on his face.
I saw
And
that,
people on
bro.
people on Twitter were just like, "Bro, it's facts now that Ryan Gosling is better than Eminem." I thought that was
I
pretty
saw
cool.
that. That's funny.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, besides that, Loki, this was a pretty good Oscars. I mean, Oppenheimer
Yeah.
swept, like I said. I did not expect it to win so many. At very
Yeah.
least, I expected like Nolan to win, like best adapted screenplay, best best original score, and then maybe best director. But 7 Oscars, is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm really excited to see what Nolan's gonna do next.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
I really
let's see.
wonder because he always does. He's always kind of just been in the realm of like fiction and like sci-fi films.
Hmm.
Then he came over and did this like historical biopic. Uh so like I wonder what he's gonna pivot. Is he gonna continue down this road of like, adapting like historical films, or is he gonna go back to like making original films like he did with Interstellar? Um I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested for sure after Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I'm interested. Maybe he'll just be like, yeah, I'm done, bro.
I'm sure he's
I
gonna
just want to.
vibe for a bit, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I'm a chill. But yeah, that was pretty much the Oscars, the 2024 recap.
Yes, sir.
A bunch of stuff happened. Uh, John Cena was there. Dude, I hope he got paid, bro. Do you think they paid him to do that? If they're like, yeah, you got to show up naked, or was he just like, nah, I'm gonna do it?
I actually think as soon as they pitched this idea to him, I think he was fully on board from the beginning. I think John Cena likes
Yeah,
doing stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know. Dude, I hope he got some compensation, bro.
Hey,
He
man.
wasn't he wasn't naked the whole time. Like I think the lights went down for a sec, and then people came and like put him in a
Oh
costume
yeah,
because he was doing best costume design. But when
they
he
put him
walked
in a
out to present
dress.
it, Yeah, he was naked, but oh, jeez.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
a bunch of cool stuff happened. The only L I would say from this is maybe a couple snubs. They
Jimmy
shouldn't
Kimmel.
let, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel shouldn't let bro host. Bro, he's just not funny, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got to let someone that's like likable. Like I said, like either Neil Patrick Harris or I don't know, just no late night like talk show hosts. Like
They need to get like somebody that's an actor, but they have like, comedic.
no beef.
Yeah, like I mean, like
Yeah.
like get Jim Carrey, bro. Like everyone loves Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see actually before we wrap it up, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
they I forgot what they were presenting, but they spoke about how
I
they worked on the Batman together.
I think it was for Godzilla. I think it
Yeah.
was because
Yeah, I don't know why they presented Godzilla.
dude, I think it's because I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger being like Godzilla, and then you hear, and then you hear what's his name? Oh, Danny DeVito. You hear him like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny, bro.
Yeah, but there's a
Godzilla.
clip. God, I love Godzilla. My favorite movie.
Oh
No,
my
but
god.
they were talking about how they both starred in Batman together, and
Hmm.
they were like, "Yeah, like how did you lose to Batman?" And then they pan the camera to Michael Keaton in the camera, and they're just like, "Where is he? Where is he? Oh, yeah, he's right there." And then like, bro, in like 1 second, Michael Keaton like he locks into Batman as a character.
Yeah, dude, locked back. Dude, oh my god,
Yeah,
Michael Keaton and I think Adam West were the two actors where like, I mean, they're literally bad. I genuinely think they're like, I am Batman, like in their
yeah,
head, you know?
yeah, bro. Even thinking about it, like last year we saw The Flash. I don't really like the movie. I think the only good like redeeming part about it is the best part about that film is Michael Keaton. Um, like I don't know, that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a funny moment.
I think it was funny because I recently watched Twins for the first time. Um, have you seen Twins? Or you know what it is?
Yeah, that's with DeVito and Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just recently watched it. It's actually really funny. Like I don't know how I've slept on it for so long. But it's funny because I saw them come out and I was like, oh shit, like this is like a Twins joke. And but then when they said Batman, I was like, oh shit, like that's even funnier, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that was hilarious. A lot of good a lot of memeable moments
Yeah,
from the
I think
Oscars.
I think doing stuff like that is what, like, because if you just do like a regular awards show type thing, like that's kind of boring. I
Yeah,
think doing stuff like this where they put they pair up actors and they do like a funny little thing. I think that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's always funny to see like little reunions like that.
yeah. Did you
But
see Al Pacino at the end, the way he presented
oh
Oppenheimer?
my god, yeah, he was like, well, so you're supposed to be like, and the nominees are blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
then be like, you take a pause, like there's beats to it. But he was just like, he opened the envelope and he was like, "My eyes see Oppenheimer," and the crowd was like, "Huh?" And then he was like, "Oppenheimer, you won." And like,
Yeah, and then it starts
they went
playing the
crazy.
music, and then you hear him
Yeah,
like, what happened? Like you hear him say that. It's so funny, bro. These old
I
heads,
don't know.
bro.
People were salty, but I was like, bro, he woke up, pulled up to present the award, and played no fucking games. He probably just wanted to go home.
Yeah, I also heard
Um,
I heard him say that it actually he said that he was told by the Academy to just read the winner, and the reasoning why was because throughout I don't know if you watched this live or just saw the winners after the fact, but if you watched it live throughout the entirety of the show, in between dispersed throughout the night, they had like a little section for like leading up, and it was like showing little scenes and like introducing the best pictures like throughout the night. So he was saying
yeah,
like they told me to just read the winner because they felt like they had already introduced all of the nominees throughout the night, which I was
yeah.
like, I guess that's technically true, but I don't think anyone else knew that or thought about it, especially the way he delivered it. It was I liked it. I thought it was funny the way he
I
read
thought it
it.
was funny too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. The only thing that like people were mad about they were just like, dude, it's like best picture, like it's the biggest like like award of the night, and he just did it so like nonchalantly. But
Oppenheimer.
I don't know. He's like Oppenheimer. Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I just thought it was funny, bro. He's old, and I feel like when you reach a certain status of being an actor, like you can. Who gives a shit? It
Yeah.
was funny. It's a meme. Um, yeah, I think besides that, that pretty much wraps up our coverage of the Oscars.
I agree.
There's not many award season or ceremonies left. I think only left are like Independent Spirit Awards maybe,
Hmm.
and a couple other like smaller award shows and stuff for like indie films and kind of smaller budget films. So we can look out for that and see what maybe wins. But besides that, I'm pretty satisfied with the Oscars low key.
Yeah,
I know that I
I had
said
fun this year.
yeah, I know I said Across the Spider-Verse was my favorite film, but like looking back on it after we recorded that episode, it's definitely Oppenheimer. And I'm
You
glad
switched up.
I'm glad that it finally got, its flowers, dude. I was not expecting 7 Oscars. That was quite crazy. And then shout out Godzilla -1 for winning, Poor Things as well. I hope to see those films on streaming soon, or even just return to theaters for a short time so I can see them.
Yes, sir.
I know that happens when award seasons comes. They bring it back for a bit just to get more people to see it. So they'll be on the lookout for that. Maybe we can review Poor Things actually.
Oh,
Do like a
yeah.
little like a rewind review.
Yeah, we still
But
got to do Dune 2. I'm hoping to see that today,
ooh,
maybe.
yeah,
I'll let you know if I do, because once I do, like, we got to film that ASAP.
dude,
I'm
yeah,
getting so scared of getting shit spoiled, bro. Like,
yeah. I don't think I got anything. I saw the first one like on the first or the second,
you and I,
and
we
then I
watched it on the same day. I saw on Letterboxd, we
really
both logged it the same day. We
what,
both chose to watch Dune 1 on the same time.
dude? That's crazy. The first one is really good,
It
and then
is
like
good.
a couple days later, I was like, dude, I need to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one is great.
Yeah, I've
You
heard
should
people say
definitely
it's
watch it.
like insane. Like a the first one was good, but people are saying this one is like insanely good.
Yeah, yeah. The first one's like Into the Spider-Verse. It's a
Mhm.
good like intro. And I'm actually looking at the book right now on my desk. I'm probably gonna
As you
pick it up
should.
and read it. But the book is like very heavy. I think it's like over 600 pages, and like
Damn.
Villeneuve is a very good actor. I'm sorry, is a very good director. So it makes sense that he kind of split it up into 2 movies, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I love Villeneuve, dude. I
Oh
really
yeah,
hope
so
that
do
he
I.
actually is put up for awards next year.
I agree.
Because he's in crazy filmography, bro.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
mean
crazy.
his last like 4 or 5 movies have all been hits. Like, let's keep it real.
Yeah, there's no run crazier than this dude's past 4 films.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we could do like a director in depth, just talk about him because I think I've
Yeah,
seen all of his films except maybe Arrival
yeah.
and
Arrival. I need to see Arrival.
Incendies.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
I've heard good things about that. Oh my
yeah,
god,
but,
I need to watch
but yeah,
those two, and then we could do that.
yeah, I'd be down. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up, everybody.
Yep.
Let us know what you guys thought about the award ceremony, about the Academy. Did you think John Cena was doing a humiliation ritual, or not? That's gonna be the poll. No, I'm just kidding. Do you guys think any snubs happened? Is there anything you saw that won that you thought maybe should have been something else? Just let us know. Follow us on Instagram at Cosmic Kickback, on Twitter/X. Find us on Reddit. Where else are we, bro?
We're on Threads.
Oh yeah, we're on. I forgot that was the thing, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Our
um,
letterboxes are also going to be in the description if you want to
oh
follow
yeah, check out
us.
our letterboxes. Yeah, we
Yes,
follow
sir.
back.
Yes,
I
sir.
love following people and seeing what they're watching.
I agree.
The letterbox is my favorite app.
Me too, dude.
Um,
I get hype when I watch a movie because then I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get a new entry.
I know, dude. It just builds up my film bro knowledge.
Yes, sir.
But
All right.
besides that, thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
See ya.